Your brain is hiding money from you. Right now, as you sit there are opportunities, connections, and wealth signals all around you, and your brain is actively filtering them out. Not because they don't exist, but because you were never programmed to see them. Your brain deletes wealth before you ever get a chance to notice it. There's a tiny cluster of neurons sitting at the base of your brainstem called the Reticular Activating System, and it is the gatekeeper of your reality. Every single second, your senses are bombarded with over 11 million bits of information. But your conscious mind can only process about 50. So your RAS decides what gets through and what gets erased. And here's the part that should terrify you. It filters based on beliefs. Not facts, not truth, beliefs. Which means if you believe money is hard to get, your RAS will literally erase every easy opportunity that crosses your path. In the next few minutes, you're going to understand exactly how this system works, why it's been sabotaging your finances, and most importantly, how to reprogram it so your brain starts showing you wealth instead of hiding it. Think of your brain like the most exclusive nightclub in the world. Millions of pieces of information line up outside, desperate to get in. But there's a bouncer at the door, and that bouncer is your reticular activating system. This network of neurons stretches from your brainstem up through your thalamus, and its entire job is deciding what deserves your conscious attention. We don't see things as they are, we see them as we are. And she was more scientifically accurate than she probably realized. Your RAS doesn't care about objective reality, it cares about relevance. And relevance is determined by one thing: what you've already decided matters. Have you ever bought a new car and suddenly started seeing that exact model everywhere? Those cars were always there. Your RAS just didn't consider them relevant until you made the purchase. Your reality is not what exists, but what your brain allows you to perceive. Now apply that same principle to money. If your dominant belief is that wealth is for other people, your RAS treats financial opportunities the same way it treats background noise. It deletes them before they ever reach your awareness, and you never even know what you missed. But this filtering system goes much deeper than most people realize. Let's put this in perspective so you understand the sheer scale of what's happening inside your head right now. Your eyes alone process about 10 million bits of information per second. Your skin adds another million. Your ears, nose, and taste contribute the rest. That's over 11 million bits flooding your nervous system every single second of every single day. But here's the stunning part. 50. That's all your conscious mind can handle. 50 bits per second. Your RAS is throwing away 99.999% of reality, and it's choosing what stays based on your belief system. Beliefs shape perception. Neuroscientist Dr. Tor Noratranders documented this in his research, showing that consciousness is like a tiny flashlight in a massive dark warehouse. Your RAS aims that flashlight, and right now, for most people watching this, that flashlight is pointed at bills, debt, and financial stress, while actual opportunities sit in the shadows untouched. If this realization is hitting you right now, hit like and subscribe to reprogram more of your money blocks. Because what comes next explains exactly why your flashlight got aimed in the wrong direction. The programming started earlier than you think. Between the ages of 0 and 7, your brain operates primarily in theta brainwave state. This is the same state hypnotherapists used to implant suggestions, and during those years, you weren't just learning to walk and talk. You were downloading a complete operating system for how reality works. Every conversation about money you overheard became your financial programming. When your mother whispered to your father that they couldn't afford something, when your parents argued about bills at the kitchen table, when someone said rich people are greedy or money doesn't grow on trees, each of those moments programmed your RAS with a specific instruction. Money equals stress, scarcity, and conflict. Give me a child until he is 7, and I will show you the man. Aristotle understood neuroplasticity 2,000 years before we had a name for it. Your RAS took those childhood experiences and built a filter. A filter that now automatically highlights evidence of scarcity and deletes evidence of abundance. Scarcity was installed, not chosen. You didn't choose to be broke. A 7-year-old chose for you, and that child's beliefs are still running your financial life today. But understanding how the code got installed is only half the battle. Here's where it gets really dangerous. Your RAS doesn't just filter information passively. It actively seeks confirmation of what you already believe. Psychologists call this confirmation bias, but when you combine it with the RAS, it becomes something far more powerful. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy engine. If you believe making money is hard, your RAS will highlight every piece of evidence that confirms it. That friend who failed in business, That news story about economic collapse, that job rejection, it collects evidence like a prosecutor building a case against your wealth. Meanwhile, that same friend who started a successful side business, filtered out. That article about record entrepreneurship rates, deleted. That job posting that was perfect for your skills. Your brain erased it before you ever saw it. Dr. Daniel Simons at the University of Illinois demonstrated this with his famous invisible gorilla experiment. When people focused on counting basketball passes, they literally could not see a person in a gorilla suit walking through the scene. You cannot see what your brain has decided does not exist. Your scarcity beliefs are the basketball passes. Wealth opportunities are the gorilla. And you've been so focused on counting your problems that abundance has been dancing right in front of you, completely invisible. But what if you could change what your RAS looks for? Now let me show you what happens when someone's RAS is tuned to abundance instead of scarcity. A study published in the British Journal of Psychology asked participants to count the number of photographs in a newspaper. Most people took about 2 minutes. But the researchers had placed a large message on page 2 that said, "Stop counting. There are 43 photographs in this newspaper." Invisible. The people who identified as unlucky almost universally missed it. They were so focused on counting that their RAS filtered out the shortcut entirely. The self-described lucky people spotted it almost immediately. Same newspaper, same information, completely different reality. Same world, different eyes. This is exactly what happens with money. Wealthy people don't live in a different economy than you do. They see a different economy because their RAS is tuned to opportunity. When they walk down the same street you walk down, they notice the for lease sign and think about what business could thrive there. They overhear a conversation and recognize a gap in the market. The opportunities were always there. Your brain just wasn't showing them to you. As the philosopher William James put it, "The greatest discovery of my generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind." And altering your attitude literally alters what your RAS allows you to see. Which brings us to the mechanism of reprogramming. The single fastest way to reprogram your RAS is through specific, emotionally charged goal setting. Not vague wishes, not "I want to be rich someday." Your RAS responds to precision. When you write down a specific financial goal with a deadline, something extraordinary happens in your brain. Your reticular activating system treats written goals as survival priorities. A study at Dominican University found that people who wrote down their goals were 42% more likely to achieve them. But it's not magic, and it's not just accountability. It's neuroscience. When you define a goal clearly, your RAS receives a new set of filtering instructions. Instead of filtering for evidence of scarcity, it starts scanning for anything relevant to your goal. Write it, program it. Suddenly you notice that podcast episode about investing. You catch that conversation about a business opportunity. You spot that book recommendation that changes everything. None of these are new. They were always in your environment, but your RAS was deleting them because they didn't match your old programming. Whatever we plant in our subconscious mind and nourish with repetition and emotion will one day become a reality. The key word there is emotion. Your RAS prioritizes information attached to strong feelings, which is exactly why the next step matters so much. Here's something that will blow your mind. Your RAS cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. Neuroscientist Dr. Joe Dispenza has documented through brain scans that when you visualize an experience with enough sensory detail and emotional intensity, your brain fires the same neural pathways as if it were actually happening. Your brain literally cannot tell the difference between real wealth and vividly imagined wealth. And this is not pseudoscience. Olympic athletes have used this for decades. A study published in the Journal of Sport and Exercise Psychology showed that athletes who combined physical practice with mental visualization performed significantly better than those who only practiced physically. Their brains had already wired the pathways for success. When you visualize yourself earning, investing, and growing wealth with vivid sensory detail, your RAS receives these as real experiences. It updates its filtering criteria accordingly. Suddenly, your brain starts treating wealth-related information as relevant, as something you need to survive and thrive. Visualization is not daydreaming. It is installing new instructions in your RAS. But there's a specific way to do this that most people get completely wrong. And getting it wrong can actually reinforce your scarcity programming. Most people visualize wrong because they focus on the image without activating the emotion. They picture a bank account with $1 million in it and feel nothing. Or worse, they feel the gap between where they are and where they want to be. And that gap feeling, sabotage, that's your RAS registering lack, not abundance. The correct method is feeling first visualization. You don't start with the picture, you start with the feeling. What would financial freedom actually feel like in your body, not the excitement of buying things? The deep, calm security of knowing you are taken care of. The relaxation in your shoulders, the ease in your breathing. The feeling is the secret. Neville Goddard understood this principle decades before neuroscience confirmed it. When you generate the feeling of abundance first, and then let images arise naturally from that feeling, your RAS receives a completely different instruction set. Feel first, see second. It's the difference between your brain saying, "I want that," which reinforces separation, and your brain saying, "This is mine," which programs recognition. Your RAS responds to emotional states, not intellectual wishes. Practice this for just 5 minutes every morning before you check your phone, before the world's agenda overwrites your programming. And combine it with something even more powerful. Your internal dialogue is constantly programming your RAS. Every thought you think, every word you speak about money is an instruction to your filtering system. When you say, "I can't afford that," your RAS hears delete all pathways to affording that. When you say money is tight, your RAS hears filter for evidence of financial restriction. 1. I can't afford it becomes how can I afford it? 2. Money is hard becomes money flows to value. 3. Rich people are lucky becomes wealth is a learnable skill. This isn't positive thinking nonsense. This is deliberate RAS programming through language. The question, "How can I afford it?" is radically different from the statement, "I can't afford it," because questions activate your RAS in search mode. Your brain treats questions as open loops that need closing. When you ask how, your RAS goes to work scanning your environment for answers. It highlights relevant information, surfaces forgotten knowledge, and connects dots you never would have connected with a closed statement. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of the questions you ask. Change the question, and you change what your brain searches for. Start monitoring your financial language today. Every scarcity statement is a virus in your mental operating system. And there's one final piece that locks all of this together. The most powerful RAS reprogramming tool is something you can start tonight. It costs nothing and takes 5 minutes. It's called an evidence journal. Every evening, write down 3 to 5 pieces of evidence that abundance exists in your life and around you. Not gratitude, evidence. Evidence, not gratitude. There's a critical difference. Gratitude says, "Thank you for what I have." Evidence says, "Look, abundance is real and it's here." You found $1 on the ground, evidence. Someone bought you coffee, evidence. You noticed a new business opening in your neighborhood, evidence. A friend got a raise, evidence. You received an unexpected discount, evidence. Every piece of evidence you record trains your RAS to find more. Within 2 weeks of this practice, something remarkable happens. You start noticing abundance everywhere, not because reality changed, but because your RAS updated its filtering criteria. The same way you started seeing your car model everywhere after buying it, you start seeing wealth opportunities everywhere after deliberately cataloging evidence of abundance. What you look for you will find, and what you find confirms what you look for. This creates a positive feedback loop. More evidence leads to stronger belief. Stronger belief leads to better RAS filtering. Better filtering leads to noticing more opportunities, and more opportunities lead to actual wealth creation. The cycle builds on itself, and it starts with a simple journal entry tonight. Let's bring this full circle. Right now, as you're watching this, your reticular activating system is filtering 11 million bits of information down to 50. And until today, it was using a program written by a 7-year-old who overheard their parents fighting about bills. That program has been deciding what you see, what you miss, and ultimately what you earn for your entire adult life. Old program, new reality. But now you know the truth. Your RAS is not fixed, it's programmable. Through specific goals, feeling first visualization, deliberate language, and evidence journaling, you can install a completely new filtering system. One that shows you the wealth that has always been there, hiding in plain sight. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. The opportunities didn't appear. Your brain just finally let you see them. If you made it this far, comment RAS reprogram to prove you're among the few who will actually use this knowledge. Most people will watch this and go back to their old programming, but not you, not today. Your mind is either programmed for wealth or poverty. Now you know how to reprogram it.